The slap echoed across the marble reception like a gunshot. Taiwo Adeyemi stood over the elderly janitor, her hands still raised, fury blazing in her eyes. His cleaning cart had bumped her designer handbag, leaving a wet streak across the Italian leather. "You useless old fool," she screamed. "Do you know how much this bag costs? More than your pathetic salary." The old man bent down silently to pick up his mop. He was thin, gray-haired, wearing a faded blue uniform. He didn't respond. His silence made Taiwo angrier. "Are you deaf? I'm talking to you." She kicked his cart, sending supplies scattering across the floor. "Someone fire this idiot." Around them, employees of Quantum Tech Solutions in Victoria Island, Lagos watched. Some looked uncomfortable, others amused. No one intervened. This was Taiwo Adeyemi, wife of Kunle Adeyemi, the company's chief operating officer. She was untouchable. "What would you do if you saw this? Hit like if you believe in respect, and comment where you're watching from." The old man looked up briefly. His dark eyes met hers. Something flickered there, disappointment. Then he shuffled away quietly. Taiwo smoothed her silk blouse and headed to the executive elevator. She'd come to surprise her husband with lunch. Her phone buzzed. "Unknown number. You just made a terrible mistake." "That old man. Check who really runs this company." Taiwo deleted it. Jealous colleagues. The elevator opened on the 10th floor. She walked past Connor's assistant and pushed open his office door. What she saw made her freeze. Connor was bent over his desk, pants down. Behind him stood Bimpy's secretary, skirt hiked up. They didn't hear the door. The food container slipped from Taiwo's hands, crashing loudly. Subscribe for more. What happens next? Comment below. Connor and Bim scrambled apart. The secretary yanked down her skirt, face red with shame. Connor fumbled with his belt. "Taiwo, baby, this isn't, don't." Taiwo's voice cut like glass. "Don't call me baby." Bim grabbed her shoes and ran past Taiwo, sobbing. The door slammed. Taiwo stood frozen. This was her husband, her Connor, the man who'd promised forever 8 years ago. "How long?" Her voice was calm, too calm. Connor finished his belt. "Please, let me explain. How long have you been sleeping with her?" "It just happened today." "First time, I swear." "Liar." Taiwo grabbed a glass paperweight and held it. Connor ducked. It smashed against the window, cracking it. "You think I'm stupid?" "The late nights, the business trips. Baby, one mistake. We can fix this, fix this." Taiwo laughed bitterly. Her phone buzzed. "Same unknown number. Your husband's affair is nothing." The old man remembers everything. Check the company directory. Look up who founded Quantum Tech. Taiwo stared at the message. "Who keeps texting about that janitor?" "What janitor?" Connor looked nervous. "The one downstairs. I had an incident." "What kind of incident?" His tone made her uneasy. "I barely touched him. He bumped my back. I slapped him." "So what? You slapped him?" Connor's face went pale. "Tell me you're joking. He's just a janitor. Why does it matter?" Connor sank into his chair. "Do you know who that old man is? Some useless janitor. That's Adekono Badmus. He founded this company." Taiwo stared blankly. "Am I supposed to know that name? He built Quantum Tech from nothing 30 years ago. He's worth 2 billion naira. The floor seemed to shift. That can't be right. He was mopping floors. That's what he does." Connor paced frantically. "Every few months, he comes disguised as staff. Janitor, security, cafeteria worker. He watches how people behave when they think no one important is looking. But everyone says he retired from daily operations. He still owns 60%. He's still CEO on paper. The board answers to him. I answer to him." Connor grabbed her shoulders. "You assaulted the CEO." Taiwo's legs went weak. She stumbled to the couch. "Why would a billionaire pretend to be a janitor?" "I just told you. There are stories, executives who mocked him, fired the next day. Managers who refused to help him, blacklisted forever." Her hands shook. "I didn't know. It doesn't matter. You humiliated him in front of witnesses." Her phone buzzed. New message. "Meeting tomorrow, 10 a.m. Boardroom. Don't be late." "Abi, he wants to see me," Taiwo whispered. Connor's phone rang. He answered, listened, face going gray. "Yes sir. Tomorrow at 10. Both of us." He hung up. "We are both summoned. We need to fix this tonight or we're finished." Taiwo looked at him. You were just inside your secretary." "Taiwo, focus. That doesn't matter right now, doesn't matter." But even as she said it, she realized he was right. The affair seemed small compared to what faced them. That evening, Taiwo researched Adekono Badmus on her laptop. Every article made her stomach turn. Forbes called him Nigeria's most humble billionaire. He lived modestly in Ikeja despite his wealth. He donated millions to schools and hospitals. One interview stood out. The journalist asked why he did undercover visits. His response, "My mother was a cleaner. My father sold oranges. I promised myself I'd never forget where I came from. And I'd never tolerate people in my companies who disrespect honest workers. Character matters more than position." Taiwo closed the laptop, feeling sick. Connor emerged in a fresh suit. "I'm going to see if I can reach him. Apologize before tomorrow. He won't see you. I have to try. If he fires me, no tech company in Nigeria will hire me." After Connor left, Taiwo sat in darkness. Her phone rang. Her friend phoned me. "Taiwo, I heard you slapped Adekono Badmus. Please say it's not true. How did you hear?" "It's all over Lagos WhatsApp groups. People say you're finished. Badmus never forgives disrespect." Taiwo's hands trembled. "What do I do?" "Grovel. Beg. Offer anything. He can destroy you with one phone call." After hanging up, Taiwo realized something. She'd almost forgotten about Connor's cheating. The infidelity that shattered her world hours ago now seemed trivial. Her phone buzzed. "Connor, he won't see me. Security turned me away. We're on our own tomorrow." Taiwo didn't sleep. She lay awake thinking about the old man's eyes when she'd slapped him. Not anger, just deep disappointment. Taiwo arrived at 9:30 wearing a conservative navy suit. No designer bags, no jewelry. She wanted to look humble. The lobby felt different. Employees stared and whispered. Everyone knew. Connor met her at the elevator, looking terrible. Red eyes, wrinkled shirt. "Did you sleep?" "No." Spent all night thinking what to say. The elevator ride felt eternal. At the executive floor, Badmus's assistant waited. "Mr. Badmus is ready. Follow me." The boardroom was massive with floor-to-ceiling windows. At the table's head sat the old man from yesterday, but different now. He wore an expensive agbada, posture straight, presence commanding. Behind him stood two people, a young woman with a tablet and the company's head of legal. "Sit," Adekono said quietly. His gentle voice carried absolute authority. Taiwo and Connor sat. Silence stretched. Finally, "Mrs. Adeyemi, tell me what happened yesterday." Taiwo's mouth was dry. "Sir, your cat bumped my back. I was angry. I shouldn't have reacted that way. I'm deeply sorry. You slapped me, called me useless, kicked my equipment, tried to have me fired." Each sentence landed like a blow. "Yes, sir. I was completely wrong. Why did you think it acceptable to treat someone that way?" Taiwo had no answer. "I don't know. I think you do. You thought I was beneath you, just a janitor, not worthy of respect." Tears rolled down her face. "Please, sir. My husband needs this job. Your husband has his own problems." Adekono turned to Connor. "Tell your wife what you did yesterday before she arrived. This is getting intense. Subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. What will Mr. Badmus reveal?" Comment below. Connor's face went pale. "Sir, I don't understand. Don't lie to me," Adekono said calmly. "Yesterday at 2 p.m., you were in your office with your secretary. Intimate activities. Your wife walked in and caught you." Taiwo's head snapped toward Connor. "How did Badmus know?" "Sir, that's a private matter," Connor started. "Nothing in my building is private," Adekono interrupted. "I have cameras everywhere. I saw everything." He gestured to the woman with the tablet. She pressed a button. The boardroom screen flickered to life, showing Connor's office. The footage was clear. Connor and Bimp. The infidelity captured in detail. Taiwo wanted to disappear. "I also have audio," Adekono continued. "Should I play it? Your promises to her. How you called your wife controlling and cold." Connor's hands shook. "Please, sir, don't." "Why not? You had no problem disrespecting your marriage vows in my company. On company time. In company property." Adekono's voice remained gentle but deadly. "And you, Mrs. Adeyemi, you walked in, saw your husband's betrayal, and what did you do?" Taiwo didn't answer. "You came downstairs angry, looking for someone weaker to unleash on. You found an old janitor, perfect target." The words cut deep because they were true. "I'm sorry," Taiwo whispered. "Sorry you got caught or sorry for your actions?" Silence. Adekono leaned back. "Here's what will happen. Mr. Adeyemi, you're demoted. From COO to junior analyst. 60% pay cut. You'll work directly under Bimp, who who I'm promoting to department head. Connor's mouth fell open. Sir, you can't, I can. It's my company. Adekona turned to Taiwo. And you, Mrs. Adeyemi, you're banned from these premises. Permanently banned. Taiwo's voice cracked. But I don't even work here, exactly. You have no business here, yet you come acting like you own the place. Disrespecting my staff. You're no longer welcome. Taiwo felt her world crumbling. Mr. Badmus, please. I made a mistake. A mistake is accidental. You deliberately assaulted an elderly worker. That's not a mistake. That's character. Connor stood up. Sir, my wife will apologize properly. We'll make this right. Sit down, Adekona commanded. Connor sat immediately. There's more. I've reviewed your work, Mr. Adeyemi. You've been cutting corners. Approving substandard vendors because they give you kickbacks. Small amounts, 50,000 here, 100,000 there. You thought I wouldn't notice. Connor's face went white. I can explain. The evidence is with legal. We could prosecute. But I'm giving you a choice. Take the demotion and pay back every naira you stole over 3 years. Or resign and face criminal charges. The room spun. Taiwo looked at her husband. You've been stealing. It wasn't stealing. Just commissions for facilitating deals, bribes, Adekona corrected. You sold out my company's integrity for pocket change. Taiwo's phone buzzed. A WhatsApp message from her sister. Is it true Connor got demoted? It's all over social media. Her hands shook as she checked Twitter. #Quantum Tech Scandal was trending. Someone had leaked the story. The tweets were brutal. CEO caught cheating with secretary. Demoted by CEO he didn't know was undercover. Wife slapped the boss thinking he was a janitor. Lagos women and their entitlement. Taiwo looked up. How is this online already? The legal officer spoke for the first time. We didn't leak it. But 50 employees witnessed yesterday's incident. In this age, secrets don't exist. That evening, Taiwo sat alone in their Lekki apartment. Connor had gone to a bar, too ashamed to face her. Her phone wouldn't stop ringing. Friends, family, former colleagues, everyone wanted the story. She ignored them all. A knock at the door. Her mother, Mama Ibukan, stood there with a bag of groceries. I came as soon as I heard. Taiwo collapsed into her mother's arms, sobbing. Mama, everything is ruined. My marriage, our reputation, Connor's career, tell me everything. Over jollof rice neither of them ate, Taiwo explained. The janitor, the slap, walking in on Connor's affair, the meeting with Badmus, the demotion, the public humiliation. Mama Ibukan listened quietly. When Taiwo finished, her mother said, you know what hurts me most? Not that your husband cheated, not that you lost your temper, but that you raised your hand to an elder, that you thought someone's job made them less human. Mama, I know, do you? Your father was a driver when I married him. People looked down on us, called him Omo driver. But he was hardworking and honest. He put you through university, and now you've become the type of person who would have mocked him. The words stung worse than anything Badmus had said. I didn't mean, what you meant doesn't matter. What you did matters. Mama Ibukan stood. Fix yourself, Taiwo, not your marriage. Not Connor's career, yourself. Because right now, I don't recognize the daughter I raised. After her mother left, Taiwo sat in darkness. Her phone lit up with a call from an unknown number. She almost didn't answer. Hello, Mrs. Adeyemi. This is Bimp, the secretary. Taiwo's anger fled. You have nerve calling me, please, just listen. I need to tell you something about your husband. Taiwo's grip tightened on the phone. I don't want to hear anything from you. I'm not calling to apologize, Bimp said quietly. I'm calling because you deserve to know the truth. Connor has been lying to both of us. Despite herself, Taiwo listened. What do you mean? He told me you two were separated, that you lived in different apartments and were just waiting for the divorce to finalize. He said you were cold and didn't love him anymore. Taiwo's stomach turned. We live together. We share a bed every night. I know that now. But for 6 months, he made me believe I was dating a soon-to-be divorced man. He'd come to my apartment 3 times a week. Promised we'd go public once the divorce was done. 6 months. Taiwo whispered. Not just yesterday. Yesterday wasn't the first time. It was just the first time in his office. Usually he came to my place in Oja. Tears streamed down Taiwo's face. Why are you telling me this? Because today Mr. Badmus called me in privately. He showed me evidence, restaurant receipts, hotel bookings, everything. He knew about the affair the whole time. He promoted me not as a reward, but as a test, to see if I'd come clean or keep lying. Bim's voice cracked. He gave me 24 hours to decide, tell you the full truth, or lose my promotion and face termination for workplace misconduct. So you're just covering yourself, maybe. But you still deserve to know, Connor played both of us. And there's more. Taiwo braced herself. What more could there be? I'm not the only one. There's a woman in his gym, another in his business networking group. He has a pattern. The phone slipped from Taiwo's hand. Taiwo picked up the phone with shaking hands. You're lying. You're just trying to make him look worse. Check his second phone, Bim said. The iPhone in his car's glove compartment. Passcode is your wedding date. Ironic, right? All the evidence is there. Before Taiwo could respond, Bim hung up. Taiwo sat frozen. A second phone. She'd never seen Connor with two phones. But then again, she realized she'd never looked. She trusted him completely. At midnight, Connor stumbled in, drunk. Taiwo, you still up? She watched him coldly. Where's your car key? What? Why? Give me your car key, now. Something in her voice made him comply. Taiwo went down to the parking garage and found his Mercedes. In the glove compartment, hidden under the manual, was an iPhone. Her hands shook as she entered their wedding date, June 15, 2016. The phone unlocked. What she found made her physically ill. WhatsApp conversations with 5 different women. Intimate photos. Hotel reservations. Promises of love to each one. Different lies to each. To one, he was separated. To another, his wife was sick and they had an understanding. To a third, he claimed Taiwo was infertile and refused to let him have children, so he was looking elsewhere. The cruelty of the lies took her breath away. There were bank transfers too. He'd been giving these women money, rent payments, shopping allowances, all while telling Taiwo they needed to save and be careful with finances. She went back upstairs. Connor was passed out on the couch. Taiwo packed a bag, clothes, documents, jewelry, laptop, everything important. Then she called her mother. Mama, I'm coming to stay with you. It's over. Taiwo spent the next 3 days at her mother's house in Ikeja, ignoring Connor's calls and messages. He'd sent over 50 texts, apologies, excuses, promises to change. She deleted them all without reading past the first lines. On the 4th day, a courier delivered a letter. It was from Adekono Badmasa's office. Her hands shook as she opened it. Mrs. Adeyemi, I understand you're going through a difficult time. I'm writing to offer you an opportunity. My foundation runs a program for women rebuilding their lives after domestic betrayal. We provide business grants, counseling, and mentorship. If you're interested, call my assistant to schedule a meeting. This is not charity. It's an investment in people willing to do the hard work of changing themselves. The question is, are you willing? Adekono Badmus. Taiwo read it 3 times. Why would he help her after what she'd done? Her mother read over her shoulder. This man is testing you again. He wants to see if you're capable of growth or if you stay bitter and entitled. I don't deserve his help. No, you don't. But he's offering anyway. That's called grace, Taiwo. The question is what you do with it. That afternoon, Taiwo called the number. Badmus's assistant answered. Mr. Badmus has been expecting your call. Can you come tomorrow at 2 p.m.? The next day, Taiwo arrived at Badmus's private office in Ikoyi. Not the company headquarters, but a modest building that housed his foundation. She wore simple clothes, no designer labels, no jewelry. The receptionist led her to a comfortable office. Adekono sat behind a wooden desk, wearing traditional attire. He looked like someone's grandfather, not a billionaire CEO. Thank you for coming, Mrs. Adeyemi. Please sit. Taiwo sat, nervous. Sir, I don't understand why you're helping me, because I believe people can change, but only if they want to. Adekono poured her water from a clay pot. Tell me, Mrs. Adeyemi, why did you really slap me that day? Taiwo had prepared an answer, but looking at this man's kind eyes, she found herself telling the truth. I was angry. Not just about the bag, about everything. My marriage felt empty. Connor was distant. I felt invisible. And when your cat bumped me, it was like the universe was disrespecting me too. So I lashed out. At the easiest target. Yes. At someone I thought couldn't fight back. She looked down. I'm ashamed. Shame is useful only if it leads to change. Otherwise, it's just self-pity. Adekona leaned back. I'm going to tell you something I don't share often. 40 years ago, I was that janitor. Actually a janitor, not pretending. I cleaned offices in Ikoyi to pay my way through night school. Taiwo looked up, surprised. One day, a wealthy woman came to the building. She treated me terribly, called me worthless, said people like me would never amount to anything. I went home that night and cried. But then I made a decision, I would prove her wrong. Not to her, to myself. Did you ever see her again? Yes. 20 years later, she came to me begging for a job for her son. Her husband had died, left them with debt. She needed help. Taiwo held her breath. What did you do? I hired him, gave him a good position, made sure he succeeded. Why? Because her cruelty taught me something valuable. Hurt people hurt people. She wasn't evil. She was broken. And I had the power to either continue the cycle of cruelty or break it. Taiwo felt tears coming. I don't know how to fix what I've done. Start by fixing yourself. Then we'll talk about everything else. Over the next month, Taiwo attended counseling sessions arranged by Badmas's Foundation. She joined a support group with other women dealing with infidelity and public disgrace. She volunteered at a community center, serving meals to people experiencing homelessness. It was humbling work. The people she served treated her with more kindness than she'd shown that janitor. One elderly woman noticed Taiwo's expensive wedding ring. That's beautiful, dear. Thank you, Taiwo said, ladling soup. My husband gave it to me. He must love you very much. Taiwo's eyes filled with tears. I don't think he does. I don't think he ever did. The woman patted her hand. Then the ring doesn't matter. Love isn't jewelry. It's showing up. It's respect. It's choosing someone every day. That night, Connor finally showed up at her mother's house. He looked terrible, unshaven, with lost, eyes red. Taiwo, please, can we talk? Mama Ebukan started to send him away, but Taiwo stopped her. It's okay, Mama. I need to hear what he has to say. They sat in the small parlor. Connor looked around at the modest furniture, so different from their luxury apartment. I've been going to therapy, he said. Badmus made it a condition of keeping my job. Even the demoted position. Good for you? Taiwo's voice was flat. I know I destroyed us. The affairs, the lies, the stealing. I was a different person. No, I was exactly who I always was, just finally exposed. Why did you do it, Connor? Was I not enough? It wasn't about you. It was about me feeling powerful. Each woman who wanted me made me feel important, like I mattered. You had a wife who loved you, children who adored you. Wasn't that enough? Connor looked down. I realize now it should have been. But I was chasing something that doesn't exist. I want a divorce, Taiwo said quietly. Connor's head snapped up. What? No, Taiwo, we can fix this. There's nothing to fix. You didn't make one mistake. You built a whole life of lies. 5 different women. Connor, 5. I've ended it with all of them. I'm committed to changing. For who? For me. I don't want you anymore. The words hung in the air. Connor started crying. Please. I know I don't deserve another chance, but we have 8 years together. History. That has to count for something. It does count. It counts as 8 years I wasted on someone who didn't value me. Taiwo stood. My lawyer will contact you about the divorce. I'm not asking for much, just half of what we legitimately earned. You can keep the apartment. I don't want anything that reminds me of us. Taiwo, one more thing. I'm starting my own business. Mr. Badmus is giving me a grant from his foundation. I'm going to build something real, something honest. Everything our marriage wasn't. After Connor left, Mama Ibukan hugged her daughter. I'm proud of you. For what? My marriage failed. No, for knowing when to walk away. That takes more strength than staying. 2 weeks later, Taiwo sat in a lawyer's office finalizing divorce papers. Her phone rang. Badmus's assistant. Mrs. Adeyemi, Mr. Badmus would like to see you. Are you available this afternoon? At the foundation office, Adekona greeted her warmly. I've been following your progress. Your counselor says you're doing excellent work. I'm trying. Some days are harder than others. That's normal. Healing isn't linear. He handed her a folder. This is the business grant approval. 5 million naira seed capital. But there's a condition. Taiwo's heart raced. What condition? You have to hire people others have given up on. People with difficult past. People society has written off. Give them the chance no one gave them. The divorce was finalized on a rainy Tuesday morning. Taiwo stood outside the courthouse feeling lighter than she had in years. No more lies. No more pretending. Just freedom. Connor tried to approach her on the steps. Taiwo, can we talk? There's nothing left to say. I just want you to know I'm genuinely sorry. Therapy has helped me see how broken I was. How I hurt you. Taiwo looked at him. Really looked. He seemed smaller somehow. Less impressive. She wondered what she'd ever seen in him. I hope you find healing, Connor. I really do. But find it away from me. She walked away without looking back. That evening, Taiwo celebrated with her mother and her small team. They ate jollof rice and chicken at a local restaurant in Suralere. No fancy places. Just good food and better company. Boss, can I ask something? Chidi said carefully. When you hired me, knowing my record, weren't you afraid? Terrified, Taiwo admitted. But someone taught me that character isn't about never falling. It's about what you do after you fall. You're proving every day that you deserve this chance. Her phone buzzed. A message from Bimp. Congratulations on your divorce and your business success. You're an inspiration. Taiwo smiled and replied, thank you, and congratulations on your engagement. I heard the news. Bimp had gotten engaged to someone from her church, a man who knew her whole story and loved her anyway. Life, Taiwo thought, had a strange way of working out. 2 weeks later, the Quantum Tech Gala was a massive success. Taiwo's team executed everything flawlessly. The event trended on social media for all the right reasons. As guests mingled, Adekona called Taiwo aside. You've come far in 6 months. Thanks to you. No, thanks to you choosing to change. I just opened a door. You walked through it. After the gala, Taiwo's business exploded. Corporate clients lined up. Her small office became too cramped. She moved to a bigger space in Ikeja and hired 5 more people. Every employee had a story: single parents, reformed addicts, people with disabilities others wouldn't hire. Taiwo built a reputation not just for excellent events but for social responsibility. Forbes featured her in an article, From Public Disgrace to Purpose, How Taiwo Adeyemi Rebuilt Her Life. The article went viral. Women across Nigeria reached out, sharing their own stories of betrayal and recovery. Taiwo started a support group that met monthly at her office. One Saturday morning, an elderly woman came to the support group meeting. She looked familiar, but Taiwo couldn't place her. After the session, the woman approached. You don't remember me, do you? I'm sorry. 20 years ago, I worked as a cleaner at your secondary school. You were always kind to me, brought me food from your lunch, asked about my children. Taiwo's eyes widened. Mama joke. Yes, my dear. I saw your story online, how you fell and rose again. I wanted to come thank you for something. Thank me. For what? For showing my granddaughter that mistakes don't define us. She's been following your journey. You inspired her to go back to school after dropping out. Taiwo hugged the old woman, crying. This was why everything had happened. Not just to teach her a lesson, but to give her a platform to help others. Her phone rang. Unknown number. She answered cautiously. Hello, Taiwo, this is your father. She froze. Her father had abandoned them when she was 12. She hadn't heard his voice in over 20 years. What do you want? I saw your interview. I know I have no right to call, but I'm dying. Liver failure. And I wanted to say, I'm proud of you. Taiwo met her father at a small hospital in Mushin. He looked frail, a shadow of the man she remembered. They sat in uncomfortable silence for several minutes. Finally, he spoke. I was a coward. I left your mother because I couldn't handle the responsibility. I've regretted it every day since. Then why didn't you come back? Pride, shame. The longer I stayed away, the harder it became to return. He coughed weakly. But watching you rebuild after public humiliation, you're stronger than I ever was. I didn't have a choice. I had to survive. That's not true. You had many choices. You could have stayed bitter, could have blamed everyone else. Instead, you chose growth. They talked for an hour. Taiwo didn't forgive him, not yet. But she left feeling something had shifted. Forgiveness, she realized, wasn't about the other person. It was about freeing yourself. A month later, her father passed away. Taiwo attended the funeral with her mother. Are you okay? Mama Ibukan asked. Yes. I said what I needed to say while he was alive. I have no regrets. At the wake, several of her father's friends approached. Your father talked about you constantly. He carried newspaper clippings about your business. He was so proud. Taiwo cried then. Not for what could have been, but for what was a complicated, imperfect closure. That week, Adekono Badmus called her to his office. I have a proposition. My foundation needs someone to run our women's empowerment program, full-time, six-figure salary. Taiwo was stunned. But my business, you can do both. Or hire someone to manage the business while you focus on helping more women. Your choice. Taiwo thought about it. Her business was stable now, but the support group, the mentoring, that's where her heart was. Can I think about it? Take your time. 1 year after slapping Adekono Badmus, Taiwo stood in the same building, but everything was different. She was now director of the Badmus Foundation's Women's Empowerment Program. Her business was managed by her first hire, who'd become an excellent CEO. The foundation office was on the same floor where Connor used to work. She occasionally saw him in elevators. Their interactions were polite, distant. He was still a junior analyst, working his way back through honest work. "How are you?" he asked during one encounter. "Genuinely happy," Taiwo said. "For the first time in years. I'm glad. You deserve it." The doors opened. They went separate ways. No drama, no tears. Just two people who'd once shared a life, now living different ones. That afternoon, Taiwo facilitated a workshop for 30 women dealing with betrayal and public disgrace. She shared her whole story, the ugly truth. "I thought my life ended when everyone saw my shame," she told them, "but it transformed. The woman I was couldn't have done this work. She was too proud, too judgmental. I had to break to become who I was meant to be." After the session, a young woman approached. "I'm the mistress in my situation. Everyone hates me. I hate myself. Do I belong here?" Taiwo took her hand. "Yes, hurt people. Let's figure out how to heal you." As the sun set over Lagos, Taiwo stood by her window, looking at the city below. Her phone buzzed. "Adekono, you've made me proud. Not many transform pain into purpose. Thank you for proving I was right about you." Taiwo smiled and whispered, "Thank you for seeing what I couldn't see in myself." The end. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, like, share, and subscribe. Have you rebuilt after betrayal? Share your story in the comments. Remember, your mistakes don't define you, your comeback does.